we get started, I want to thank all of you that have been watching my videos. I appreciate it. Just trying to put out information out there to help you guys out, whether it's in a DIY, looking to do some reviews, or whether it's just putting out information that you can learn from my mistakes. So if you like what I'm putting out, or you're intrigued to see what's coming, go ahead and hit the subscribe button at the bottom, hit the bell, get those notifications, because that way you guys can stay up to date. So you're in the military and you end up getting orders to PCS somewhere else. Whether it's in the States, it's pretty straightforward. Army pays for it. You drive your car or you put it on a trailer and you're good to go. But moving overseas is a little bit different. That's what happened to me, and it became kind of a nightmare because I've never PCS'd before. I spent 11 and a half years at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and I got orders to come here to Germany. So hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. Not so much mistakes, but give you guys a better learning curve. So I own two vehicles. One's my family vehicle, and then the second one is this one, the Subaru. And I had to decide, do I sell it or do I ship it? I ended up going with the second option. I ended up shipping it. And when I started looking into it, I was trying to figure out what was going to be the easiest and most cost-effective way. So there's two methods of you being able to ship your car. It's going to be one, Ro-Ro, which is a carrier vessel, big old floating parking garage. And that's going to be the fastest, but it's also going to cost a bit more. And you're a little bit limited on what you can do with the vehicle. Container is what it says. They put the vehicle in a container, whether it's too high or it's just the one vehicle in the one container. And with that, it's more cost effective. It'll take slightly longer, but you can actually put stuff inside of the car. That's the route I ended up going. And I ended up shipping about $4,000 in tools because I like to do all my own work on the car. Getting quotes, that's pretty straightforward, but what you want to look in a company that offers is want to see what is all of their actual benefits, what are their services. And you also want to look at, are they an international company or are they just a third party that's coordinating with several different other companies? I personally ended up going with a company that's international. They have satellite cells all over the place, and it made the process so much easier. You also want to look at how responsive they are to your questions. If they're on top of it, or if they're taking their sweet old time to respond to your questions. And you want to see how competitive their services are. That's the biggest thing. Because if you have somebody that's not quite competitive and the price is going to be amazing, then you might want to kind of rethink what's going on there, because they might not be as reliable as they might put out to be. I ended up going with a company called Transglobal Logistics. They were great from the beginning. I got about 5 quotes from 5 different companies, and these guys were the first ones to get back to me. They were the first ones to provide me with a mission statement. They were the first ones to give me the forms to fill out just to get a quote. I submitted that all to them, and he gave me a 30-day quote. He also was talking about how fast it was going to be, projecting out the ships that were coming in and out, on when we can get the car on. And it was really easy and really streamlined. Once I decided this was the company I was going to go with, I began asking all the questions. What are the documents I need? What do I need to do to get my vehicle on a container ship? I want to put tools in my vehicle to ship them, because I've heard horror stories of, you know, people moving and stuff comes up missing. So he gave me the container ship packing list to fill out, to do a by item list of what was being shipped inside the car. I also took pictures of what's all in these crates or in my toolboxes that I was shipping. So the documents that you're gonna end up needing for you to ship your car, if the car's paid off, you're gonna need your title. They're gonna need an original, just because once it goes through customs, they need to make sure that it's legit. Or if you still have a lien on the car, you're gonna have to go to your financial institution where you have your vehicle financed through, and ask them for a lien letter stating that they are authorizing you to ship the vehicle overseas. You're gonna need your military orders. You're also going to need your registration, current active registration for the car. And this is very, very, very important. So you have to go get a 10-day temporary plate and turn in your permanent plate. If not, they're going to come after you for not having insurance on the car stateside. And it's just going to become a huge hassle. They're going to start putting you into collections, try to take $50, and then it goes to $100 and $150, and it just becomes a nightmare. So make sure you get your temporary tag and you turn in your old tags. You're also going to need from the DMV a letter. If you don't have the title in hand, you're going to need a letter of a title record from them. So you can go to the DMV or your tax office, wherever it is. Once you have all those documents, now you can go ahead and start scheduling your pickup, your drop-off. What's great about this company is that they offered to come pick up at my door, but that would have been an extra charge. It would have been about $400. So since I was shipping from Charleston, South Carolina, I chose to drive. And from there, they also offered me if I wanted to pick it up at the port in Germany. So here, it's about a 6-hour ride just to make it to Bremerhaven, where the port is. And yeah, I was just not gonna do that. So I paid roughly $300, a little bit over $300 for that drop off here. And in there, also in the quote, it told me the port fees, which were about $432. I'll post up the my receipt on there, on that whole quote, on everything that was on there. In total, it came out to a little bit over $1,600 to ship my car here. The time frame wasn't bad at all. I dropped it off. The car sat for 2 weeks waiting for the vessel to show up. Once loading was done and the car actually left, it took about 2 weeks for it to reach here and into Bremerhaven. I wasn't available immediately to pick it up because my job has me traveling all over. So I was gone for the week, and they offered storage for however long you needed it. My storage ended up costing me 35 euros, which was 5 euros a day, which wasn't bad at all. Once I decided, hey, I need the car to be dropped off, they stopped charging me and they scheduled the drop off, which will be at your local German customs office. Once you get to the customs office, this is where things get a little tricky, can become a little bit of a headache sometimes if you don't do the proper paperwork. When you know you're going to be getting your car, you need to get a temporary 30-day tag from your DMV on post. That 30-day tag is going to hold you over to do all your necessary paperwork while the car is here, and you'll still be able to drive it before you get your permanent tags. So what you're going to need to do is visit your customs office on post. and they're going to fill out all the paperwork that you need to take to the German customs office. You're going to need your orders. There's a few forms that you'll fill out. I'll put them in the description on which forms they are. You'll fill those out. They'll stamp it off. If you have items in the actual car, you're going to need that also, because they're going to try and charge you customs fees and import fees for them being in the car. So if you add them in, they won't charge you for them. And all these documents that they're also going to need are going to be from the shipping company. They're going to be the ones that they'll give you a bunch of paperwork. Bring that with you. It's going to save you. Once you've had the car here, what you need to do is go to the on-post vehicle inspection lane, and you'll get there, get in line, they'll inspect your vehicle. If your car is modified, they'll go there. They're going to end up going through it with a fine-tooth comb, and then next thing you know, they're going to tell you that you need to return the vehicle to stock, or it's not within compliance. So if the car's not modified, go ahead, take it there. They'll knock out your inspection for free. They'll sign off on the paperwork. You'll be good to go. You get your permanent plates, which is $32 a year. So you can get them for 2 years, and then the third year you would go in and just pay $32. Now, if your car is modified, go to a local TUV. They're all over the place. They do the German inspection, but what you tell them is that you need the American vehicle inspection because you're on post. You work on base. They will do that. It's about 53 euros, and they'll check over the car. They'll look over the modified portions of the car, and then they'll sign off saying the car is good to be driven here in Germany. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead, put them down in the comments, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope this helps out and you guys can learn from my mistakes or increase your guys' learning curve from mine. You guys have a good one.